It's 2022. I'm done holding punches. Man's had a whole chick in his apartment. The apartment that you said he got, the car that he said he got, he's driving her around. She's living in that apartment. What up, y'all? Josh and EC here once again with another quality video. As you all can tell from the title, we are back with another Therapy Thursday where we give out some unfiltered life advice to you guys. Again, disclaimer, we are not licensed therapists. Yep. We are just two individuals who are in love, and you guys tend to like our advice. We are giving you our 2 cents on your relationship problems. Mm-hmm. If you have serious relationship issues that you want to fix, you should seek real therapists because that's not us.
Yes. I was gonna say, it's not just relationships though. Don't we do friendships?
We do relationships, we do friendships,
we do it all.
like, you know what I'm saying? Interpersonal relationships in general, we give advice on during Therapy Thursdays. Mm-hmm. We asked you guys to submit these through our Josh and EC Instagram profile. If you guys are following us on Instagram, we usually like to have you guys involved in these videos. So you need to be following us on all of our socials so that you guys can stay involved.
Yep.
But, you know,
without further ado, I think
we're good. I think let's go ahead and hop into this video. Therapy Thursday. How do you get over that awkward phase after a huge argument? You have an argument and you come to a solution, but there still feels like there's lingering tension.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that means that
everything wasn't put on the table?
That one, everything wasn't put on the table, but 2, the apologies didn't come. The apologies didn't get what they were supposed to gain. So you feel like either you or the other party feels like they didn't get their due diligence. Like you didn't acknowledge your fault in the situation like they felt like you should have, or you did, like, you know what I'm saying?
You was that.
Yeah, I am that.
He's speaking
they
from
are I.
Yeah, I agree though with
and
that.
You know, I hate to come at women so sideways, but I'm being transparent barbershop Josh nowadays. Y'all be wanting to swallow y'all pride so hard. And it's like you'll apologize for something, but it'll be like the minimalist of minimalist thing. It's like you have to like...
And you can tell when it's not sincere.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry.
And then like sometimes y'all be coming up with very...
It don't have to be, but it could be either or.
It could be either or. It could be either or.
Okay.
I know I'm coming for y'all sideways.
You are.
I'm on that. But
dang.
What I'm saying is like... I personally hate apologies that are like, I'm sorry that you feel that way. No, I don't. It's not. Don't apologize because I have feelings. I need you to apologize for your actions. Mm-hmm. But that can cause some lingering tension. So if the apology wasn't fully there, you know, that means that you guys didn't come to a solid conclusion.
Yeah.
But if you want to get past that tension, normally, like, I know for us, I usually either crack a joke or we say like, I'm sorry if you're sorry.
Yeah, we used to do that a lot back in the day. I'm sorry if you're sorry. I'm sorry if you're sorry. And then it was netted.
Or like if we came to it and I'd just be like, so you trying to put on the gloves and fight about it?
Yeah. I mean, we never
really do.
We'll say that as
we'll
a way of like,
and then we'll laugh.
What you
like,
trying to do?
Yeah, like, what's up? You're trying to...
Are we going to move past this? And I was going to say too, from this isn't really answering the question, but it's more so something last year I think that really clicked for me in a conversation that we had. You were just like, is this gonna matter 5 minutes from now?
Yep.
Is this gonna matter 5 days from now? And if it's not, it's like, let stuff go.
Yeah.
I know for me that's something I have to learn in this relationship in particular, like picking and choosing your battles. Some things don't need all that energy and that, like, you know. So. And
then take your victories, even if it feels like a small victory. Mm-hmm. It's like, all right, we came to a conclusion. Take that victory. Sometimes you want to start saying like, and another thing. It's
right.
Like, nope. Yeah. Take your victory. Let's move on.
Therapy Thursday. My guy friends put me on with one of the guys in the group who I never met before because he is homeschooled. We've been talking for a week and made plans to meet in person along with a group of friends, guys and girls. Keep in mind, I'm in high school, LOL. He told me after a week of talking he loves me. He has shown all good things, but that caught me off guard. And when I asked him about it, he went on to tell me how his ex said it a lot, so it is out of habit, and he apologized. Should I take it with a grain of salt or give him a chance to see if it could be a good thing? I hope this makes sense. Also, I love y'all. I have been watching consistently and sometimes like to let y'all's videos stack up so I can binge it. Love you too. Thank you for the support.
Thank you.
What you got?
You know, to be honest, I say take it with a grain of salt because you're in high school. He don't even know what love means, to be honest.
Yeah. And I was also wondering, because of the homeschool thing, this is no shade to like homeschool kids, but their like social interaction is different than going to school with kids on the road. So like maybe the same
consistent social interaction.
Right. So maybe he like, not that he meant it. There's no way he meant it in a weird way.
Nah, but I mean like there's different ways of saying I love you. Mm-hmm. It's like, man, I love you. And then like sometimes you could take that and be like, whoa, I don't use, like people use love in different ways. Right. So if you use the word love and like, oh, I love all my friends. I love my homies. I love you. You know what I'm saying? I'm spreading love. Love. You know what I'm saying? But like some people aren't as loose with love. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people are like real reserved with that word. So if you pull out love, they're going to be like, whoa.
Right.
Whoa. So like it honestly is your perspective on what the word love means. Take that with a grain of salt. Now, if he starts showing like some love bombing, if y'all don't know what love bombing is,
just put me on.
You don't know what love bombing is?
Love bombing?
Love bombing is when someone comes and they hit you between the eyes with like super love, you know what I'm saying? Like shower you with love, almost as if to like lock you in real quick, like without you being prepared for that kind of love. Now it gets deeper than that. Honestly, I would say if you have some time.
Did you read up on this or something? How do you know about this?
I saw an Instagram post on it and I was like, love bombing, that's kind of crazy. But like sometimes people will like flood you with love and then lock you into a space and then almost make you feel guilty for not returning that same love.
That's real. Okay.
If you have some time, Google it for yourself. You know, educate yourselves. I'm all about education. Watch my YouTube, you'll know. But again, take that with a grain of salt. One, you're young. Both of you guys are young. You're in high school. Okay. Love still has a lot of maturing to do for y'all. To y'all understand the true meaning of what that all entails. But if you like what the vibe is, you know, if you rocking with dude, if everything's copacetic in that department, then just take it for what it is and keep having fun.
I think,
Therapy Thursday. So recently my boyfriend, or my now ex, decided that we should take some time apart so that he could explore his life and figure out how to be a better man. He specifically told me, hold on, let it play out. I know where you're going. He specifically told me that this had nothing to do with other females, but since we are seniors in college and have been together since high school, he wanted a chance to be able to move around without having to worry about telling me his every move. We still have been communicating lately, but not as much. Should I just move on without him, or should I should I just move on without him, or just live my life until he's ready? I think you kind of answered it for yourself at the end there.
Can I just say that I feel for, like, he basically wasted Sis's whole college experience.
I would never say waste.
Okay.
I would never say waste, because let's be honest, at the time, that's what you wanted.
But he decided to dip off when they graduate from college? When there's freedom for you to actually build a life together?
Again, I mean, people grow in different phases of life and stuff like that. I mean, obviously it doesn't sound like she's completely heartbroken over it, but at the same time, like, y'all are taking space. Don't sit around and wait on bruh.
No, not at all.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't, like, if you feel like your time has been wasted, don't waste any more time waiting, you know? Obviously, bruh has other agendas. I would say that's probably more of a respect thing to just say that and say like, hey, I want to do my own thing, instead of dragging her along even more after college while still trying to do his own thing.
I guess. I'm not going to applaud it.
It feels like a waste of time, but you know, the relationship, like if you left me today, I'm not going to say, oh, I regret the last 7 years with you. Like I've had a blast. We've had an amazing time together. I'd be hurt for the future. I'd be like, dang, that sucks. But out of college, you're still young. Okay, you're still in the first quarter of life. You got a lot of time ahead.
All I gotta say is move on, sis. Move on. Don't wait. Don't wait.
I know what you did though. Right there, you put yourself instantaneously in her shoes, and you said like, if we had this whole thing right at college, and I was like,
no, she said they started dating in high school. So they were together in high school, the whole college experience. Then he leaves when no.
You hot. He's hot. If you as hot as her, then maybe pop a tire on your way out. But like, you know what I'm saying? But like, don't sit around and wait on bro.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you need to go live your life. Okay? Because obviously bro wants to go live his. So do the same for yourself.
Therapy Thursday. Friendship. Let me get a little closer so y'all can hear this. For background, I've been really good friends with this girl, let's call her Kay, for the past 4 years. About 6 months into our friendship, she started talking to this guy, but the situation was toxic. He was for the streets. Even though I didn't approve and said as much when Kay asked, I still supported / comforted her when she needed me. But this has been going on for 3 years. All she talks about is him and that situation. About 4 months ago, I set a boundary and let her know that I wasn't comfortable talking about him or that situation anymore. Good for you.
Good job, kid.
For real, for real. I didn't hear from her until 2 weeks ago when she tried to guilt trip me about not listening to her and supporting her through a tough time. I am ready to leave this friendship. Am I being unreasonable? P.S. I've tried to set boundaries multiple times before, but she only listened for a day or two. Also, there's more to the situation, but I'm not going to air out all her business like that. You, in my opinion, are 1,000% not wrong or unreasonable for wanting to leave the friendship.
Perfectly in your right.
Yeah, I'm really, really big as I get older on setting clear boundaries with people. And I feel like when people overstep that boundary or disrespect a boundary that you have set for yourself, that kind of goes to show how they kind of feel about you or like their level of respect for you. That's not to say she doesn't care or whatever, but like I think people, I the way I move, I cut people off like that. If the conversation is the same thing every time, she said that in 3 years.
You ain't got 3 years in you.
Not at all. No, not at all.
I would say, yeah, you're definitely well within your right to go ahead and cut that off. At the end of the day, you don't want to be somebody's emotional dumpster 24/7.
Exactly.
Like, you want to have a friendship. You want to feel like there's, equal support. But if she's constantly dumping on you, there's no room for you to, sometimes emotionally dump in their lap. Like sometimes I feel like friends can emotionally dump on each other because that's what friends are for.
But that's not all that
a
friendship is supposed to be about. And the fact that she said it's either, when they talk, it's either about him or a situation that's happened with their relationship, that to me sounds like a very one-sided friendship. Just in the sense of if it is somebody that's always talking about their self, their issues, their problem, their relationship, when does the other person ever have time to just be checked in upon? Not even like emotionally dumping back, but just like, hey, how are you? I'm speaking from personal experience. Obviously, I don't know like your actual intimate friendship with the person, but from my experiences, people like that, I've never experienced them asking me, what's up with you? How's your life going?
They basically disrespected not only the friendship, but they disrespected the new boundaries that you set within the friendship, which is technically a disrespect of you. So,
yeah,
it sounds like you're already at the point, though, that you're ready to leave. So I think you're well on your way to solving your issue right there.
If you're looking for the Josh and EC approval, you got it.
Okay, this one's pretty short, but this one says Therapy Thursday. So I'm a 23-year-old virgin. They put it in all caps, so I have to say that like that. Waiting till marriage. Should I bring that up on the first date or wait a couple of dates?
You're annoying.
Love you guys, by the way.
Love you too.
I would say definitely when the conversation of sex comes up, that's when you need to set that boundary. Or you can set the expectation at the beginning of this and be like, I hope you don't assume that something is coming at the end of this date. Because I know how guys can be. Sometimes they do some nice things, they take you out, they think that something's coming, and then when you hit them with that, at the end of the night, they're like, oh, so you wasted my time. So like, I can't really call it for you when's the appropriate time to say that, but I can definitely say when the conversation is that comes up, that needs to be like, hey, just so you know, I'm waiting for, and like, to be honest, save yourself the time and trouble. I would personally say that somewhere near as close as to the beginning as you're comfortable. Because
of the first date or like the talking stage of getting to know each other?
Yep, because
Which one?
No, like the dating stage, getting to know each other. Like, because I feel like we live in this day and age where it's like there's a very hot and cold about this topic. Some people wait until marriage. Some people are like, no, I need that now. So if y'all are not aligned in that department, then obviously you're wasting each other's time. 5 dates, 6 dates in, you're like, okay, so I went on 6 dates with you, spent all this money.
Now, some kind of conversation in my head should be had if you're making it to date 6. Because clearly you guys like each other. The only reason I don't think saying it on the first date is necessary, because see how the date goes in general. Because at the end of it, you might not even want to see this person again. So what is the point of like telling your business like that?
True.
But if it's like a second date, y'all vibed well or whatever, then I think it's cool to disclose like, hey, by the way, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm doing with my life. So I just want to be transparent with you about it. But I don't think it's necessary for that to just come out on the first date.
I mean, I don't see like, and to be honest, on a first date,
enjoy the date, feel the person out, let them fill you out, and then go from there.
I can see second date energy.
Yeah.
I would say second date. I don't know about third date, because now it's like I don't know how much. You're in there. He done spent at least $200.
You're annoying.
I'm just saying, like, sometimes men be like, they have calculated decisions to make.
Not first date, though.
Not first date. Don't be eating the salad and talking about, I'm a virgin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to throw it out there like that.
Therapy Thursday. Hey, y'all. Hope you're both doing well. Thank you. So I recently got engaged, and I wanted to take time to enjoy the moment with just me and my fiance before we let people know. But one of the family members posted photos of us without asking us if she could do so. So I was wondering, what would you do in a situation like this?
I reported as spam. Nah, honestly, like,
it's out there now.
It is out there, but that doesn't mean that you and your fiance cannot still take time away from the world. You can say, hey, look, at this time, we wasn't ready to tell y'all. This got leaked. You know, sneaky link, whatever, got leaked out.
Yeah.
But we just want to have this moment to ourselves and enjoy our time. Like, I mean, we did it.
Yeah.
We had time to ourselves. It was glorious. Some people knew, but we still had boundaries with it. Like, hey, look, we're just enjoying this time. We don't need these questions of when's the wedding, when's the date, when's the kids, when's all this. Like, I don't need all those questions right now. We're just engaged. Yeah.
So basically, you're saying whatever path they were planning to be on, regardless.
Continue on.
Yeah, I agree.
Just continue on.
I agree, and get to people when you want to. I think that's something we have to keep drilling in ourselves. Like, this is our moment. Yeah. This phase right now that we're in of being engaged, about to be married, it's not about pleasing anybody else but us. So. And
if you feel disrespected by that person, like, especially if you said like, hey, don't post this, and then do that. If you feel disrespected, have that conversation like, hey, don't disrespect me like that, dog. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is at this point. It's out on the internet.
I probably would be more mindful of that person moving forward.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would definitely keep secrets from it. Like, when you prove to me you can't hold water, I stop telling you everything. Right. I literally just stop telling secrets to people I know can't keep a secret for nothing. Which is why me and you be talking all the time.
You're my secret keeper.
Yeah, you're my secret keeper. We keep it right here, you know.
Dang, that really sucks.
It does suck. Oof. Okay. Alright. This person said, Therapy Thursday, whiny emoji. Hey guys, I'm in a bit of a pickle. I met this young man. Everything checked off. Had a job, an apartment, a car. Oh, he got it. Where's his emotional intelligence stuff? I dare say, does he have everything? We spent time together, got matching Crocs. Oh, it's official. I thought this guy was the one, but it all hit the fan on New Year's Eve when I received a text message from his ex-girlfriend. She basically said she just moved out of his apartment, they've been sexually active, and she sent me text messages with him and her basically saying he missed her and can't believe she left him. So me being the cut-off queen, I cut mans off with the quickness because of the lies. But it's like I miss him so much. He's constantly hitting me in the DM saying he misses me, as well as how he is talking to a therapist about him lying and he wants me and nobody else. I'm just like, damn, boy, you messed up pretty bad, but like, we all make mistakes. Then again, it's like, my guy, you a liar. So what if another ex hits my line? Help me, please.
This is so fun. It's more so because like how she typed it exactly how you read it. Yeah. My boy. Dang. Yeah, that's so funny. Man, that is a pickle though.
Here's my thing. When people show you who they are, you gotta take that. You gotta take that.
And I know, but from a woman perspective, I get the whole like, you really thought it was the one. Like, he really painted a really beautiful picture.
Beautiful.
And then the ex-texter just shat on the picture.
Let me tell you this. You were in love with the thought of him. You were not in
of what
love
y'all could be.
Of what y'all could be.
Prior to the ex.
Prior to that. But okay, it's not like he came to you and said he had a past where it's like, I lied to this girl while I was with another girl, I'm a changed man now. He lied to you. Okay, he was with the ex while with you. Okay, so he showed his hand to you.
You're right. I'm glad you spoke up. See, because even the woman in me was gonna somehow
Nope. And
You're
I'm like,
right.
you were lied to. It's
Yeah.
not like he lied to women in the past and he says, I have a bad past and I'm trying to recover from them in therapy and stuff like that. It's like, no, I lied to you.
Okay. I think you're right. I was going to say, if she doesn't want to completely... Well, I do think she needs to cut him off until the therapy starts kicking in or something like that. Like, if he wants to come back... And how do you really know if a person is a changed man? But more so like him saying, oh, I'm going to therapy right now and you're the only person I want, I think is way too fresh for both of those statements to be like, okay, let's try to give this a try again. But if somebody is showing you like true effort and actions towards trying to become better,
I guess here's the thing.
if she really wants to.
If you really want this man, if you really say to yourself like, Josh and Issy don't know nothing, you know what I'm saying? If you really love this man, leave a little crack in the door and make him open the door and prove himself. Mm-hmm. Make him open that door and prove himself. But here's my thing: if someone lies to me like that, you're gonna have to do double time on truth, and I'm pretty much gonna assume you're a liar until I get to this point where I feel like you're telling me the truth. Mm. So, like all the statements of like, you're the only one I want. These are nice statements. These are great things to say. You know, every guy knows the lines that need to be said.
Yeah.
Like every guy knows the playbook.
Yeah.
Every guy knows that.
Okay, we got it.
But I'm saying, like, I feel like I have to drill this in because a lot of girls get caught up in the words.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
The words. What's the action? The man's had a whole chick in his apartment. The apartment that you say he got, the car that he said he got, he's driving her around. She's living in that apartment. Like, all these things.
And she left him.
And she left him. It's not like he was the one that decided he needed to be a changed man and move on.
Oh my gosh. She's a rebound.
Yes. I hate to hit you between the eyes with this harsh reality.
You deserve better than that.
You deserve better than the dude.
Yeah.
And, it's 2022. I'm done holding punches. I'm done. Get up out of there.
Our daughters are going to love getting advice from you. They're not going to take nothing from nobody. Therapy Thursday. My best friend is amazing, but my love language is quality time. She knows this, in parentheses. And every time we are on FaceTime, she's multitasking or texting her man nonstop. It was way worse when we were in college because we were roomies and I'd be able to physically see her messaging or multitasking. But now that we are out of college, I don't really want to call or FaceTime because I don't feel like I'm even being listened to. How do I tell her that I would like for her to give me a few minutes of girl talk without coming off rude or needy? Also, love you. Love y'all. Been rocking with y'all since track meet vlogs and yellow wigs. Woo! Oh my gosh. Love you too. Woo! Thank you so much.
Been around for a minute.
Yeah, for sure. I think that what she said, how did she tell her? I think everything you just explained to us. Dang near what you...
Yeah, you just kind of have to delicately say hey, look, I've noticed that every time I call or every time I try and hang out with you, you got something going on. Mm-hmm. So let me just put the ball in your court, and when you are free, when you have time
for intentional girl
time with me, because that's my love language, girl. You gotta say that because that's my love language. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Intentional time, but it don't feel like I have this intentional time with you because it feels like you're doing 1,000 things.
I was gonna say too, it also doesn't hurt to throw in there that it hurts your feelings. Sometimes I feel like those words, for some reason, trigger certain people. In a good way. I don't know if trigger's the right word.
But it hits it strikes a better note.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I hurt her feelings. Yeah. And if you're somebody that she cares about, you say this is your best friend, so I'm guessing the feeling is mutual, then that should be a note in her head like, okay, I need to do better at this. Because some people, I think, that move like that sometimes aren't even aware that they're doing it. So I think just having an honest conversation like, girl, I miss you. I want us to be a little bit better, especially being out of college. That's something too. Like, the older you get, friendships, if both parties aren't intentional, it's dead damn near.
It usually dies.
Yeah. Definitely just speak up about that. And that should be something that can be easily resolved, I think.
I guess it's different with guys too. Cause I really don't be feeling no type of way when my boys is doing stuff on FaceTime.
But are you talking? Guys and girls don't talk the same either, though.
That's true.
We communicate completely different with each other.
That is also true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of relate. Therapy Thursday. Okay, first of all, I love you guys so much. We love you too. So I've known my best friend since elementary, but I've been real close with her the past 6 years. Straight up, I don't enjoy our friendship. She has a few toxic traits that I try to ignore and see her positive side, but I reached a point where it wasn't even worth it. She's always been a judgeful person, but what really bothers me is she doesn't like to see me succeed, even giving me bad advice sometimes. Like, I rarely see her get excited for me when something good happens. One time I got hired and she was unemployed. I wanted to share my excitement with her and she told me I don't want to hear it because I might think about it later. Like, what?
What?
Exactly. I share my highs and lows because she's my friend, and whenever I'm doing better, she reminds me of my lows. She wishes we would hang out often, but she drains my monthly energy.
Been there.
I know she loves me, and she's a kind person, but that quickly turns into jealousy once I do better than her. We've had some friends in common, and same shit. I don't see her excited for them. I've distanced myself quite some time from her, but I always end up responding to her because I don't have much friends. They all moved out of town. Note that if I don't have her, I won't have anyone to hang out with. Oh, and I forgot to mention, she's always sad about something and comes to me saying that she's dealing with family issues or she's sick or feeling depressed, and I feel obligated to make her feel better. So I'm in this cycle for years where I give her a chance, few weeks go by and I get bothered by her actions. I try to distance myself. She sometimes apologizes, but I don't want to check somebody's actions all the time. I know what y'all gonna say. Crying emoji, red flag, red flag. But should I cut her off or try to communicate with her so she fixes her actions?
You said, what did you say in 2022? We going for
In
it?
2022, man, I'm not really holding punches.
Okay.
That's just, even that statement, I kind of held that punch. I'm not holding punches in 2022. Here's the thing.
Okay.
If you are in this cycle and it is what feels like, you start off this by saying you're sick of it. You're tired. It's annoying. It's toxic. You're saying all these things, but then like, the good in you. Everybody has good in them.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
has. I know it.
Yeah.
I know good people.
That's
when
the
I hear
hard part.
you have a heart. Okay, congratulations, you have a heart. But at the end of the day, you have an obligation to your mental health. Your mental health. Okay.
That part.
If this is disturbing your mental health to the point where you have to write into Josh and Isi and ask us, what should I do? Think about it. Like you took the time to write that whole thing out because you are like you're boiling. You're hitting a bubbling point to where you're like, all right, I don't think I can take this anymore.
Yeah.
So you know what you must do. It's a sad fact. If it was something that you could handle, if it was something that you could deal with, then you wouldn't have these issues.
It's a lot.
But it's a lot. It seems like you're in a consistent, repetitive cycle of like things are good, but then it quickly makes a turn for the worse. Then you're saying like she instantaneously reminds you of all your low points. She hates on all your successes. She doesn't want to hear you be successful. You know what that sounds like? A motherfucking anchor. Okay?
Yeah. Engines only.
Only engines, man.
Yeah.
What you look like out in the middle of the ocean trying to row your boat with an anchor.
Yeah.
What you look like?
Man. A sinking boat.
A sinking boat. You know,
gotta cut that anchor
don't
off.
let the anchor pull you down. There's a wave coming.
That's real.
Okay, get that engine in your life. You need an engine,
That's
and
real.
I know, you know, sometimes it's better to be alone.
Alone, yeah. I was gonna mention that because she did say if she cut her off, she don't have no friends. But you will find more. What I've been discovering too, the older I get, when you close a door, God will eventually open another, more than likely better one for you. But like you have to come to terms with the situation, which it kind of sounds like you have. But again, if you need the Josh and Isi, you know, say so. Cut that off quickly.
What Drake
the
say?
year just started.
What Drake say? I've been exchanging time for friends for peace of
Oh,
mind.
fair trade.
That's a fair trade.
That's a fair trade to me.
It sounds
I've been losing friends and finding peace.
Well,
Honestly, that sounds like a fair trade to me. But for real, that was real.
Like that's
it's
real.
a fair trade.
That's real. Like
Yeah.
again, for me, I'm a social butterfly. But in my more recent years, I've come to know that I like quality, intimate time with a specific few people, or I enjoy silence and solitude. It's like this year I've actually done a lot. I have changed because like I used to be like, let's go out, let's go talk to people, let's go be social. You know, I always wanted that. You know, I always want to be a social butterfly. And like, that's still a thing for me. I still like...
You can still do it.
I still like interacting with people, you know, exchanging energy
Yeah.
because, you know, I feel like that's why God put me on earth, to like spread my energy. I have a lot to give. But at the same time, I have found in my mature years that solitude is extremely important. I had to learn some things about myself that I wouldn't have learned if I was always surrounded by people. I had to get alone. It had to get quiet so I could hear my own thoughts.
Okay.
I had to get focused in my own lane. Because when you start talking to other people and they start telling you about all your low points, then it's like, okay, well, I wouldn't talk to myself like that.
Yeah.
When I'm by myself and in my lonely time trying to hype myself up, ain't nobody telling me bad stuff about me. You know, I'm focused. I'm directed.
Cut it off.
Cut it
Just
off.
cut it off.
I thought you was telling me to cut it off, but I was like, oh. Like, dang.
No.
Sounds like an anchor dog.
You stuck with me now. No, cut off the friendship.
You know what you must do.
Therapy Thursday. I don't want to go to college, but I don't feel like I have any other options. I'm really confused. What should I do? I know I'm really late, but I hope you guys see this. Love your content.
I'll be the first one to say that's perfectly normal. I think the generation before us, like, they had a whole structured, ordered system to how life should flow. Grow up, you go to college, you get a job, fresh out of college, you work, get married, get a house, get kids, retire when you're 65. Like, that was the streamline. And they're like, this is how you become, quote unquote, successful. All right, we live in a new age, technology, of internet, of information, where you can, people without degrees are making more than the people with degrees.
That's true.
With less debt.
That's true. The number one thing I would say that I want to get out there in terms of, if you're not thinking that you're interested in college, you need to at least have a plan, though.
Bingo.
You can't just say, oh, I don't want to go to college.
What's
I don't
next
feel like
step?
I have any other. You saying you don't feel like you have any other options tells me that you probably aren't planning what life will be like for yourself if you don't go to college. So I would say that should be like your first step, figuring out what is it that you want to do. What are you interested in? What excites you? What are you passionate about? Even if you don't even know those things, this is the time to like try to figure that out so that you can figure out what you want to do with your life. Because at the end of the day, whether you go to college or not, the bills are coming.
They're coming.
You're still entering adulthood.
Life is going to
So it's like you need to make sure you have a plan, have a strategy of how you're going to go about executing a successful life for yourself. So
if you don't want to
that's
go to
one of the
college,
things.
that's fine. But what's not fine is not having a backup plan.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not gonna go to college, okay, you starting that business.
Yeah.
You
And what
that job?
business is it gonna be?
Yeah.
Yeah, like or a job, exactly.
Yeah, you got to get some kind of inflow of capital. You got to start somewhere, and you know, obviously, without a degree, those jobs aren't going to be the highest paying ones. You're going to start somewhere at the bottom, but it's still, nevertheless, again, I implore everybody to explore their options. Don't just think that it's a mandatory college is the go-to. But a lot of things can happen for you in college. There's a safety net that kind of takes place when you're in college, to where like you can pursue that business and not have to worry about like, oh dang, you know, rent, I'm gonna lose my house. It's like you're on college tuition, you like these things like food, shelter, these things are being covered while you're trying to figure out life. It's
we didn't realize how good we had it.
It's only until it's like in hindsight where I realized like, dang, I had 4 years to completely mess up any kind of outside business venture and still fall back on the fact that like I'm getting my degree. You know, that's honestly what you're kind of paying for, the experience, the opportunity to kind of just get out there and kind of feel what it's like to be an adult and make your own kind of decisions outside of parental supervision. But at what cost is what really gets me, because sometimes people be going to these high-priced schools coming out of college with crippling debt, crippling like $100,000 in debt, and the Sally Mae comes knocking 6 months after you get out, like, hey, it's time to start paying. And the interest, like, you're basically paying interest. However you go about this, you need a plan. Therapy Thursday. Hey y'all, first of all, love you guys, love you too. Okay, so my boyfriend and I have been dating for almost a year, 10 months, and there's some days I look into this man's eyes and just know how lucky I am and can't wait to see what the future brings us. And other days I wonder if this relationship is it. Like, is this as good as it gets, because he's technically my second boyfriend? I don't know. My boyfriend doesn't know I feel this way. He's also constantly assuring me every day how much he loves me and the plans he has for us and stuff. I just don't know what's up with me. I guess I'm afraid to let my guard down and be 100% vulnerable with him. Sometimes I let my guard down and we just be, and we have the best times. And then what ifs come rushing into my mind, and I'm like, nah, guard up, so I can never be caught slacking, being soft, or whatever. I don't know. Please help your friendly neighborhood subscriber. P.S. My mom thought y'all were 21, talking about some good genes.
Oh, thank you.
Hey,
you know,
black don't crack.
You know what I was gonna say though? Immediately, that sounds like self-sabotage energy to me. One,
sabotage.
Two, it's been 10 months. I personally didn't know Josh was the one for me until like year 4.
Yeah.
You know, so like I think that you're putting too quick of a timeline on like this is the man I want to be with forever type. Like this is like you're easing into it still, and that's okay. But the self-sabotage energy of like not trying to let your guards down because you don't want to come out like that is also damaging to the relationship too.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would say like, I don't know how old you are, I don't know how young you are, but listen to this, man. You can put it all out there. If it comes crashing down, you still got a chance to reset. But like, you'll never understand what love means or what love feels like or what it should be if you never experience it or if you never even attempt to like give it out.
Yeah.
You don't even like put your cards on the table. Like she was saying, she's my first girlfriend. Okay. Did I know? I had no idea, but I was riding the vibes until it felt right. Okay. And so,
or wrong.
Yeah, whether I was right or wrong. And the vibes played out in my favor. You know what I'm saying? Like I found the woman I love. You could potentially be, like you said, you look into this man's eyes and think like, dang, this might be the guy.
Uh-huh.
You know? Ride the vibes.
Don't
fight them.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of people think, and I had a habit of this. You know, sometimes you feel like you don't deserve it. You don't know, like sometimes good things happen to people, and like you really didn't do anything to earn it, or like did I deserve to pick my girlfriend on the first try, and then like okay, it worked out to where we're now moving on with the rest of our lives and we're happily ever after. I don't know, but it happened. You know, you just gotta accept your blessings. Don't try and block your own blessings.
Yeah, that's what it's self-sabotage.
Yeah, mind is a powerful thing.
Yeah.
What you think about most will come to fruition.
100%.
It will literally start, your mind will start focusing in on the things that are wrong with the relationship if you think something is supposed to go wrong. But if you think everything's right, if you start affirming that like this is a great relationship, I love it, I'm happy here. If y'all start saying this to each other all the time, these things start building upon each other, snowballing until the next thing you know, you're stupid crazy in love.
That's
okay.
what it is.
But the same way that it can go up, it can go down.
Yeah. And I was going to say, too, when she's mentioning about, like, not wanting to come off soft and stuff like that, I mean, it does your relationship a disservice not to be vulnerable. And I hate that this generation looks to vulnerability as being soft. Because at the end of the day, you're going to get hurt. That's kind of a part of life. I'm not saying hurt in the sense like you're going to cheat or something like that. But there's been things that I've done that's hurt your feelings and vice versa in the relationship. Like, that's kind of a part of life.
Yeah.
So trying to avoid like, oh no, I got to keep this tough demeanor about myself so I don't get hurt. Whether you keep that air about yourself or not, if he does something that hurts your feelings, it's gonna hurt either way. Is what I guess I'm trying to say. So what's the point of not being all in and giving it your best? And if it doesn't work out, then at least you can be like, all right, I gave that a true chance and a true shot. But you like giving half of yourself or whatever percentage of yourself you are to this relationship is a disservice to you both. So.
Yeah. And like in science, here's a crazy left turn, but in science, usually when they run experiments, there's a control, right? There's a control that they compare it to. If you go through this relationship and you halfway close off yourself and then something goes wrong, now you don't know if it was you, you don't know if it was them, you don't know if it but if you left everything on the table, if you put yourself out there, if you were vulnerable, then you could say like, okay, well, I don't feel like, well, maybe it was me, but maybe you can have a true evaluation of the relationship if you gave it your best effort.
Yeah.
But if you didn't give it your best effort, you really can't blame nobody but yourself because you don't know what was the other side or there's no control in this experiment.
Yeah. All right, last one, y'all.
Last one.
Therapy Thursday. My fiance and I have been together for 5 years. We just got engaged about 8 months ago. Congratulations.
Congrats.
But I'm having a problem with being unhappy in my relationship.
Uh-oh.
I sometimes feel like we aren't on the same wavelength. I ask for feedback and ideas on the wedding. I barely get a response. The other night I asked for 1 hour of his time off the game for some quality time and to do some of the many things I've asked you to do dozens of times for the wedding. And he came into the room and got on the game on his phone and got mad when I asked him to turn it off. Last night we were going to do some wedding stuff and he went to sleep. It makes me feel like maybe we shouldn't do this right now. On top of that, I make a little more than him, like 100 to 200 more, which isn't a big deal, but I feel like sometimes he takes advantage of that. Like when he gets paid, he doesn't think about groceries, or if our daughter needs like essentials, he buys snacks and weed, which is cool if we were 16. I'm 22 and he's about to be 24. I buy the groceries, all the house essentials. If I want to go on a date, I gotta plan and pay. Since I'm taking care of my his ish, and everything else being thrown at us, I'm starting to have a hard time looking at him as a partner and feeling more like an extra dependent. Feeling more than an extra dependent, which means no sex. Looks like the hand emojis are saying. I'm becoming unhappy and I don't want to leave him, but I don't want to be stuck in this cycle for the rest of my life. That is a lot of realness in that.
Ooh.
Wow.
Let me not hold a punch. I'm gonna say something real tough.
What?
Don't cancel me for this. Don't marry him yet.
No, I agree with that.
You're 22.
Oh yeah, you are so young.
You are 22 years old.
Y'all both are young.
Okay.
Yeah.
You haven't even made it to the end of the first quarter of your life, and you're about to try and lock off your forever with a man who's not even doing what it takes to take care of his daughter.
Mm-hmm. His family.
She's
family. Included in that. That's a family. It's a family.
He's not ready to be the man of the household. Mm-hmm. He's not ready to take the leadership of he doesn't even want to discuss the wedding. I know you don't want to leave him. And that's probably, I don't know, the father of your child, and like y'all been together a long time, and this is very complex. Yeah. I understand that. But you got to ask yourself, if things stay the same, how long until you break? Right. How long until you snap?
I think that because they've been together so long and kind of have taken this halfway step to something really, really serious, it's definitely worth a conversation. Definitely. But I do think you're right on putting the wedding on pause, in my opinion.
Big pause.
And like, to be honest, I don't think she's in the wrong of possibly laying out some ultimatums in this conversation too.
No, she's definitely not wrong.
Because there just has to be a certain expectation, because that's something me and him have kind of been starting to discuss, like what my expectations of him are as a husband versus what we've been doing for the last 7, boyfriend and girlfriend, and then vice versa. I think over time it'll be of me as a wife. Those are conversations that are necessary to have in order to have a successful marriage, in my opinion. Not that's going to be perfect, but successful at least healthy and on the same page. And the fact that y'all aren't having any conversation. You're not on the same wavelength.
You're buying groceries for your child. You're doing the adult steps, and he's buying weed and snacks.
Yeah, no.
I'm not trying to come at your man sideways. I'm not trying to come at like your relationship sideways or anything like that. But what I just heard was a bunch of facts that said no. Like, it's giving a whole bunch of signs that say, stop now. Do not get married at this stage. He's not ready. You're not ready. Nothing's really ready for that next step in life. I know 5 years seems like a long time. And when you start listening to other people saying, we've been together 5 years, we're finally getting married. Like, don't let that time be a determining factor of like why y'all should get married. We've been together 5 years, so it seems right.
If she's 22, they got together at 17. That's super young.
Super young.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it means to have a kid in the equation. We don't have a kid, okay? I don't understand that. But what I do understand is maturity. What I do understand is sacrifice. Actions. Any sign, you say he's ignoring the wedding planning. You say he's
games,
video games. Yeah. You're paying for groceries.
Planning dates. You plan the dates
and you pay. So and I'm sure that's probably a part of your love language. Maybe you've made that clear, maybe you haven't, but he's not doing that. He's smoking weed, playing games, and ignoring you to play games.
I guess my big question for you to more so ask yourself is, what do you feel like you get out of the relationship? What do you benefit from the relationship?
Is it a security thing?
Well, it's for her to answer for herself.
Yeah, you're right.
But those are questions you have to start asking yourself, especially if you're talking about possibly spending forever with somebody. I'm all about reciprocated energy, and like the way I pour into somebody else, whether it's a friendship, relationship, whatever, I have that expectation to be poured into the same. And if it's not, then it's not for me. But like that's the standard that I hold for relationships around me, just because I know what I deserve and I know what I put out. And it sounds like you put a lot out there. and into your relationship. So the other question is that I always like to leave people with is this as good as love can get for you? Those are questions you need to ask and answer for yourself in order for you to come to the decision that,
that's a tough one.
You gotta figure out.
That is a tough one. But that's where we're gonna cut it.
Yes.
Sounds like a lot of y'all got some serious tough questions that y'all need to be asking yourselves. But that's life. Life is full of tough questions that you need to answer, especially as you grow up. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully we shed some light on some equations. We're not really holding punches this year, y'all. As you can see, we're kind of like, we're letting it out. The truth can hurt, but the truth is the truth. We're just trying to help y'all. Anyways, y'all stay tuned. We got more videos coming on the way. Make sure you got that bell notification turned on. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're following all of our channels, because if you don't already know, well, I'm Hydra Hero. She's EC Meme Edeco. Together we are Josh and EC. Now you can follow one of us. You can follow two of us.
I got all the books.
You know what type of time I'm on.
Man.
You know what type of time I'm on.
There you go.
Is that a good one?
That's the shows.
Double up. Double up. Nope.
Another one?
Yep. Double up. There we go. You can follow all three of us. You might as well follow all three of us because we happy, healthy, and hydrated on all three. But other than that, y'all, until we meet again, peace, love, hair grease, and we out. Subscribe. New video. It's